Little boy, sit down. If you don't got this watch, I'm not beefing with anybody from New York if you don't got this watch. If you don't got this watch right here, you a little boy to me. I'll kiss you on your forehead. You a little boy. Sit down. King's home.
There's been an interesting amount of hype and speculation as to what 6ix9ine would do first when he got out of prison, and now he's shocked the world with the release of Guba. But what are some of the things that you missed in terms of its visual and lyrical content? Allow us to show you. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Guba on YouTube.
Why we can't beef? I broke the YouTube. I'm at 5 million views in 1 hour. Y'all can't even get 100,000 views.
As you might have noticed, the world that we are in right now isn't exactly the most stable, meaning that artists and creators of all kinds are having to get very creative in terms of how they release things and how elaborate they make them. 6ix9ine himself has a very intriguing situation to deal with because not only is he in a global lockdown, he's in house arrest due to his recent stint in jail. He was confirmed to be using his girlfriend and paid security in order to make his music via camera work, and even got permission from the judge in his case to let him film in the backyard should he need to. His creativity worked, as first single since his prison release, Guba has been making waves ever since it was released on YouTube. The video currently stands at over 100 million views on YouTube. According to estimates, 43 million views were registered on the first day, the highest in YouTube history for a hip-hop song. The previous record was held by Eminem for his Machine Gun Kelly diss song Kill Shot in 2018, which amassed 38.1 million views in its first 24 hours of being on the platform, and it takes a lot to beat Eminem at anything. So how can we explain this? Especially when previous songs and music videos by 6ix9ine never even came close to these heights? Very simple. It was the first video he did since he was out of prison. That is value, that has hype and momentum, and no doubt people tuned in to see what the video was going to be like since he made it from his house and such. Another factor is that this is something new in a time where everything is a bit old and stale, meaning that movies, TV shows, and even comic books and video games are facing delays and major setbacks because of the virus epidemic. So having something new, even from a controversial person like 6ix9ine, is gold, which is pretty much what 6ix9ine is raking in via the success of the video. Even with YouTube's constantly changing restrictions, he is going to be making money off this release. Plus, people want to be distracted, even if it's only for a few minutes via a music video. So yeah, it was a major hit on YouTube, but will it be big on the charts? That remains to be seen. But no matter what you feel about 6ix9ine, you can't deny that he took his situation, turned it around on its head, and went to work making music, and a music video no less. In this time of quarantine, people of all workplaces are trying to make things work with what they have, and that's exactly what 6ix9ine did. Whether he continues to do this is up for debate, but I'm sure that over 100 million views and some records are more than enough to get 6ix9ine going and making tracks, colors, and women.
Hold on. Yo, Rachel. Yeah. Come take these chains off. These is heavy as fuck. Right here. Come take this off real quick.
Usually we'd be spending at least a little time in this video talking about the music video itself, as usually there are subliminal messages and references to various things in music videos. But when you watch the video for Guba, you honestly don't get that. Granted, part of it is that 6ix9ine was obviously very restricted in what he could do and where he could go to film, and thus it couldn't have the flair that most music videos have. If there is something to take away from the video itself, it's that 6ix9ine really hasn't changed in what he loves and what he loves to show off. Mainly, there are of course a lot of bright colors to match his hair, outfits, and personality. And of course there are many scantily clad women there shaking their groove thing at the behest of 6ix9ine. In many ways you can bet that this was the best part of making the video for 6ix9ine, because in prison he didn't get to see a lot of women outside of his girlfriend Jade, whom he is now with again. So having a set of women dancing in his house or wherever else this was filmed must have been a joy. Plus 6ix9ine always takes the opportunity to put in women like them to show off his masculinity, even though most would agree that he's a punk playing pretend. In short, the music video is honestly more flash than substance, but he gets a slight pass on that because of the situation of the world. An overview of Guba. Guba features the type of braggadocio that Tekashi 6ix9ine is known for. The lyrics in and of themselves aren't particularly exceptional in that regard. I mean, it is 6ix9ine after all. He was never the best lyricist despite his own boasts. But rather, the real reason Guba is making headlines is because its content is historical in the grand sense of things. As we've noticed in the first entry, this is the first track the infamous rapper has dropped since being arrested in 2018. In fact, at the time of the release of the song, he's actually still under house arrest, and the reason he was able to get out in less than 2 years' time is because he testified against his co-defendants. This of course led to many people labeling him a snitch or a rat, an idea he actually mocked in the music video, i.e. an individual who tells on his own homies. So more or less it can be said that such accusations are the underlying sub-theme of the song. In other words, yes, he is bragging, and also he is threatening to shoot his opposition, which is bad. This This may sound like an unusual disposition for someone to take right after humbling his way out of jail, but such is exactly the point. Tekashi doesn't care about the rules of engagement, if you will, and wants the world to know it. So on top of reminding everyone that he is rich, especially because of his new contract that was apparently worth $10 million, and on top of his game, which is debatable on all sorts of levels, he is also calling out specific haters. No, he doesn't actually name drop these individuals, but he might as well. Indeed, the way he goes about conducting himself to some extent, cursing anyone and everyone who had something negative to say about his trial, can potentially attract even more enemies than he already has. Or stated otherwise, he is laughing in the faces of those who are publicly mad at him, and his rationale is his belief that the reason they are really upset with him is because he's back, as in regaining his status in the music industry. Indeed, in all honesty, even exceeding the popularity he had prior to being knocked, though only time will tell if that happens. People who were already familiar with 6ix9ine's lifestyle knew this is exactly the kind of track he would drop once he got the opportunity to do so. Indeed, the title of this song reads as if it is a satirical misspelling of the word goober, which alludes to someone, in this case the artist himself, being foolish. Or stated differently, he is acknowledging and in fact celebrating his own foolishness, and for better or worse, now he is indeed back. There's nothing really new or fresh about Guba. It's honestly a case of 6ix9ine being 6ix9ine, but that's what he knows how to do, and you always do what you're comfortable with, you know? And that's what 6ix9ine likes to do. He likes to do things his way, no matter what people think of him, which brings us to calling out the haters.
Got this watch. Well, I think like 2 people got it, but if you don't got this watch, we can't beef. Me and you are not in the same bracket.
As we all know, 6ix9ine likes to lay down a lot of nonsense when he drops a track, and the first verse is perfect in that regard. Now we catch him at the chicken spot, up a couple chops, pop that with 100 shots, ra-ta-ta-ta-ta. Diddy made that Diddy bop, cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. He thought we was gonna knuckle up, I don't box, and he's always talking yada yada ya. When you see me, what you talking about, always wanna chase clout, I am clout. Tell him get up out my face now for I are you dumb, stupid, or dumb, huh? Play me like a dummy, like are you dumb? Are you dumb, stupid, or dumb? Huh? Yeah, you got some money, but you still ugly. Can we just talk about how there are so many non-words in here that it's kind of crazy? But I digress, and we shall move on. When it comes right down to this, 6ix9ine is calling out just about every hater that's laid into him over the past 18 months or so, which for him is a lot of people to be calling out. You see, when he became a snitch, a lot of people laid into him because he was not only a snitch, but a liar. Confused? I'll explain. You see, when it comes to 6ix9ine, he loves one thing about himself, which I know is a hard thing to fathom, but just go with it here. And that's his image. Everything that he has done in his life has been for the simple, unifying purpose of going for broke in order to be the most street rapper in the world. That's why he went to the 9 Trey Bloods, so that they could boost up his street cred and give him the believability that he wanted. That's why he hung out with them, put them in his music videos, and so on and so forth. It was all to build up his image, and he kept singing about how hardcore he was in terms of his rapper persona and all that. And yet, when he got into prison, he folded quicker than a house of cards. He couldn't wait for the chance to rat out his crew and take a lesser sentence. 6ix9ine even spoke about why he ratted out his crew, stating that there was a lack of loyalty on their part and not his. But where was the loyalty when you were sleeping with my baby mother? He says while hinting at rumors involving Shotty and his baby mother, Sarah Molina. Where was the loyalty when you were caught on the wiretap trying to kill me? Where was the loyalty when you had to kidnap my mother? Where was the loyalty when you stole millions of dollars?
But where was the loyalty when you was sleeping with my baby mother? Where was the loyalty when you was caught on the wiretap trying to kill me? Where was the loyalty when you tried to kidnap my mother? Where was the loyalty when you were stealing millions of dollars from me? Where was that?
So who broke it first? He continued to detail how he wasn't about the gang, but simply saw hip-hop as a way to get out of poverty and feed his family. When I met Son, he was sleeping on the rug. Listen, I'm a Mexican rainbow-haired kid and I rap. I'm not about that gang, but I know how to get us out, 6ix9ine says. If you can't hold me down out here in the free world, what makes you think if I would have held it down, you wouldn't violate me in prison? So in his mind, he did nothing wrong. The 9 Trey Bloods did, and thus they paid for their mistakes by being locked up in prison with his own words. Which brings us back to the song at hand. The first verse of Guba shows 6ix9ine stepping up to face all of his haters and saying that he's better than them, that they may be rich, but they're ugly, and that when it was time to fight, he backed off because he don't box. Whether he realizes it or not, all he's doing is just digging himself deeper into the hole that is his life, because no matter what he says or does, it's not gonna bring back the hardcore rapper image that he fought so hard for. And it don't matter if you don't box, because when you have people after you, it don't matter what you don't want to do, just what they want to do to you. I'm back. On to the next bit of track. You're mad, I'm back, big mad. He's mad, she's mad, big sad. Haha, don't care, stay mad. Aha, Haha, I'm laughing cause you big mad. See it in your face, crybaby, you big sad. Tweeting about me got me trending, you big sad. Tell me how I ratted how I came home to a big bag. This one couldn't be more clear in terms of the intent here. The verse is another shout out to the haters, but with a slightly different tune. The first round was about calling out all the people who said he was a snitch and that he was bigger than them, better, more handsome, etc. Verse 2 though is a bit more simple. He's trolling everyone who is mad that he got out of jail, telling them to stay mad while he goes and makes his money by making more songs. He even cites certain people, one of whom we'll be talking about in a bit, who are going onto the internet to bash him and saying right back that he doesn't care. He'll keep doing his thing while you are bashing him. Now usually we'd kind of applaud this kind of verse because the singer would be denouncing the haters and trying to prove that they can rise above the hate, but with 6ix9ine we really can't do that for a very simple reason. Bruce.
Play on me. Stop playing on me. Look at this. 1.6 million. 1.6 million.
Okay, there is one other thing that we need to talk about from the music video, and that's when it went live. Fans and critics noticed something very odd on 6ix9ine himself. It was a diamond chain of Bruce from Finding Nemo. For those who don't know, Bruce is a great white shark that was a part of a group of sharks trying not to eat other fish. 6ix9ine has had some interesting tastes in chains in the past, including getting one of Sawville and Jigsaw. So what is the intent here with the Bruce chain? Simple. He's declaring himself a shark in the world of music, which fits perfectly with his belief that he is the king of New York and things of that matter. After all, the Great White is the king of the sharks, at least in terms of fame and power and such, so why not adorn that to show off what you are? As for why Bruce specifically, perhaps he likes Finding Nemo. Weirder things have happened. The thoughts of Meek Mill. Stepping away from the song itself, let's look at another recent event that happened in the rap world that involves 6ix9ine. Mainly after staying silent for a while after his release, a lot of rappers have come out of the woodwork to state their feelings on 6ix9ine's resurgence. One of the top dogs who sounded off was one of 6ix9ine's early opposers in Meek Mill. I hope that rat going live to apologize to the people he told on or the victim. Y'all forgot that Fast a Rat killed Nipsey. He wasn't supposed to be on the streets. That's the only thing I'm say because he's dead. Left his baby mama and child like a coward as targets. Now you just an informant behind a keyboard trying to troll families you ruined, so it's not gonna hit the same. And by the way, I'm doing this for my sons, so you won't be around to impact their lives ever. I got way more money than you too, don't even bring that up. I don't do the internet numbers, we do the bank. During a live stream on Instagram, 6ix9ine welcomed his latest feud with open arms as he goes on to subliminally troll Meek about how his belief that he's still a bigger artist than the Philly native. You lived your whole life trying to be a real on a kid like me, the Gummo rapper responds. For a rat to come home and do more numbers than you, I would be mad too. If a rat came home the way I came home and did more numbers than me, I would be mad. You have every reason to be mad. Leave it to 6ix9ine to try and make it all about the internet numbers and not the bank numbers. Which if you're curious, Meek Mill does have an edge over 6ix9ine. Meek Mill's net worth currently is about $14 million, while 6ix9ine's is just $4 million. Now rumors have swirled that 6ix9ine has a $10 million deal since he got out of jail, but that's unconfirmed. Even if it was true, Meek Mill would still be richer than 6ix9ine more than likely. Either way, Meek Mill is just one of the rappers who have made their feelings known about 6ix9ine and his snitching ways, which of course hasn't affected 6ix9ine at all, as you can see, because not only is he still talking smack, he's making music still too. First Guba, now what?
Look up. 2 million. Numbers don't lie.
So now that 6ix9ine has done what he's promised and come back to the rap world via Guba, what is next for him? Based on reports, he did sign a deal that has him needing to deliver a full album in 2 languages no less, which might be a little difficult given the current lockdown, but it's not impossible. But no matter what, 6ix9ine is going to take the victory lap that he's earned via Guba's success on YouTube and use that to fuel him for what comes next in his career. Just how quickly he makes his next song or music video is a bit up in the air, but he's going to keep pushing so that he can make more money, get more fame, and shut up his haters, which sounds like a full-time job if we're being honest. And there you have it, a look at the first track by 6ix9ine since his release from prison. What did you personally think about Guba? Do you think this was a true return to form for 6ix9ine, or did he go back to the well one too many times? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Be sure to subscribe. I'm King Trending, and I'll see you next time.
A simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We will be giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or a MacBook Pro. It's really your choice. So be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple. Go for it.